I had a suggestion from a viewer named Harshgarg7542, which basically asked, "Hey, why don't you just randomize, some of the suggestions that you get? Because I mean, there's plenty of different genres to be had when it comes to Indian film." Well, I didn't do exactly 20 like he suggested, but I did 4. And here's what happened. So I started out with the top 4 requested. That's Magadira, Andhadhun, and Dangal, and Pushpa. And when I randomized, I got Andhadhun. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to review Andhadhun. A series of mysterious events change the life of a blind pianist who must now report a crime that he should technically know nothing of. The movie stars Ayushmann Khurrana, Tabu, Radhika Apte, and Manav Vij. Now, I apologize if I mispronounced any of those names. I am American, after all, and I'm not familiar with some of these names. But anyway, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done any Indian reviews on the channel, and that's mostly because I've been inundated with series reviews. So, I mean that's taken up a lot of my time. But I did want to get back to it, and what better way than to let chance decide. This one's going to be a real challenge for me to talk about, simply because I don't want to ruin it for those of you who have not seen it. I am going to be able to talk about it. I think I've structured my notes in a way that won't give anything away. But for those of you who have seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But hopefully you just see it. And in the US specifically, this movie is available on Netflix, so I highly recommend that you check it out. This is one of those movies that takes a little bit to get set up, but once it does, it is just nonstop plot from here on, to the end of the movie, and which is to me one of the best things about it. But I can see how some people might think that's one of the worst things about it. If someone tried to explain what happens in this movie and all the changes that the characters go through, it would be almost impossible. I mean, there's so much that happens to each and every character where it's like, wow, that's a lot. And I have to be vague about this point in particular. It gets so intricate with all of the different characters, and some of them that you don't expect to return to center stage, I guess, or didn't even realize that they were even anything but just a side character that just kind of it's a lot to take in. I would say some characters do some things that I wouldn't expect that character to do. I mean, granted, we've spent so much time with these characters and you kind of get to know them a little bit, but there are some things that they do that I don't quite understand. Like, I don't think that character would do that. But then, there's, on the other side of it, there are characters and threads that don't even seem to go anywhere. Like, there are certain ones where you just never see them again. And you're like, but it seemed like you were building towards something. And then it's just, nope, they're gone. They're out of the movie. I will also say that the main character has how do I put this? Let's just say a reason for doing something. Okay? That's pretty important for the plot. And when he explains why he's doing what he's doing, it strains credibility. And it kind of made me go, what? I will also say, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but I actually wish that Radhika Apte was actually in it more. I think that her character added a lot, and I wish that she had been interwoven through the plot more instead of her being sort of just almost like bookends, if that makes any sense. Now, all of these criticisms might sound like I didn't like the movie. That's so far from the truth. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it a lot. I just see that there's probably a lot of things where some people might have some problems, some issues, some criticisms. But the thing is, I love it when I'm watching a movie and I have no clue as to what's going to happen next. This is one of those situations. There's something I want to talk about that I can't go into detail, because if I do, it'll give it away. But for those of you who have seen it, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. There is something introduced, I would say early on in the movie, And when it comes back around, I I'm telling you, no lie, I was laughing like an idiot. Overall, I think this was a really really fun movie. I mean, it's up there it's probably in my top 5. It's not my favorite, but it is very very good. I think the acting is good. I think the music actually is pretty great. There's some really really cool camera work in this movie. There are some sequences and some shots that are really really well done, and sort of like, wow, I didn't expect them to do something like that. That was really cool. There's one scene in particular or sequence where it was genuinely shocking to me. Like it made me go, "Oh, oh, they're okay. Wow. That was cool." So, on the Dune, what did you think of it? You know, let me know down below what your thoughts are. For those of you who haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, especially if you're in the US and you have Netflix. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? It's part of your subscription. Watch it. It's really, really fun. So, anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.